Hello, everyone, and welcome to a chapter review of Dragon Ball Super, chapter 69. Ooh.
Ooh, the sex number. Yeah.
We're gonna get demonetized for this one. And it is called The Evolution of Planet Cereal. This chapter, again, I've been feeling quite left out, and I'm wondering how long that's gonna be in this arc. Because, like, Goku's just not really doing anything at the moment. But there's been a lot of stuff with Granola, a lot of world building, a lot of lore building, and I honestly wasn't expecting us to get this much of an idea of where Vegeta's going to be heading soon. So yeah, there's a lot. This was a very not much action, well, pretty cool action, but in terms of exposition and setting things up for where the characters are going to be in the rest of this arc, very very interesting development that you don't, especially on the God end. I wasn't expecting some of the reveals we got in this to be straight off. So, forewarning, full spoilers. Go read it, then come back and listen to us dissect and theorize.
Yeah, you're right. I really wasn't expecting to get like such an indication, or I mean maybe the like boldest misdirect yet, for what Vegeta's like path is gonna be. And I mean, yeah, I guess feel left out. I guess I could understand that as the Goku fan, but at the same time, he did kind of get that. Like, I mean, it's pretty classic Goku that he comes in and really shines in the later half of the arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Moro. So we might just be repeating that for the upteenth billionth time. Um, or maybe we're gonna get kind of what people were really theorizing, yourself included, in Moro, which is a arc in which Vegeta gets to maybe not necessarily get the win all on his own, but be more the driving force of it or something. That could be possible. I'm always skeptical of that happening. In all fairness, it's been a long time since we've had a single victor kind of situation that couldn't be attributed to kind of a group effort. But yeah, it does seem like this is it's interesting because this is leading pretty well off of some of the early stuff in Moro for Vegeta with Vegeta and the Namekians, where he kind of like, I've wronged these people and I mean to make up for it. And Beerus is like, oh, well, so the Saiyans were meant to be destroyed. And it's like, oh, maybe our sins were great. And Beerus goes through the whole thing with him. He's like, what happened does not affect who you are now. And I think that's really interesting coming from Beerus, who's like, genocide is his job, but he's bad at it. I don't know. That's very interesting. Interesting character direction we're sending Vegeta on here, as we seem to. And here's where I think it's the misdirect. We seem to be leaning in to Vegeta pursuing like the path of Destroyer God energy, which maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't. That's always hard to say. Vegeta is a character like a lot of fans theorize that they want Vegeta to become like the next god of destruction, yada
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. And I've firmly said no, I don't want that. That doesn't mean they won't do it. Vegeta is a character that I think is best understood as, if Goku is always on the path of self-improvement, Vegeta is always on the path of regression and improvement beyond that regression back to where he was, but stronger than before. That's kind of his repeated arc that he consistently cycles through. He moves past something, he regresses back, he moves past it again, and is even more firmly ahead of it. Um, and so I'm curious to see if maybe we'll do something with that in the Destroyer power, because Vegeta starts his role in Dragon Ball as a villain, and then his role kind of becomes this person who pines after power, who pines after the legendary power of Super Saiyan, and then he gets it, and it's not enough. And then he goes beyond Super Saiyan, and it's not enough. And then he thinks that if he just be like he was back before he turned good, yada yada. Then he'd have everything he needs, and that's not enough. And Super has kind of gone on its own direction with those things. So maybe becoming a destroyer or getting the opportunity to be a destroyer or getting a taste of being a destroyer like Topo had, maybe that will be like the regeneration of that arc all over again. Which, I mean, I'm sure if that's what they do, everyone and their brother will be like, "Oh, it's such a retread," but that's kind of Vegeta's thing is retreading. So I don't know. That'll be interesting to see.
And what I think is interesting about this is we finally got the something, and why I want to bring this up is because I actually got to talk to him at a panel. But the voice actor, the English dub voice actor for Whis, Ian Sinclair. So that's two Ians with an interest in this. He's always wanted to see since Resurrection F the Beerus was the one who told Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta, or like gave him like the permission, gave him like nudged him on a little bit extra, because Frieza was going to do it anyway. It's just Beerus gave him the excuse effectively. He had his own reasons and his own paranoia. They gel nicely. Comment section, it doesn't retcon anything. It's just additional things for other characters. It's fine. But he was always like, I don't think they're ever going to do it, but I really want to see what would happen if that did. And just so it was quite surreal. It was like Beerus very casually, and I kind of love that it's so casual because it's such a Toriyama move. Like this definitely feels like a Toriyama execution. Is like this thing that fandom has overblown and many things. Beerus literally says, "Here's a fun fact. Here's a bit of trivia," and then it makes Vegeta explode, obviously, because that's obviously Vegeta carries all of that guilt for him and carries all that weight for him. It's obviously going to get an instant reaction for him. But by how nonchalant Beerus is the whole time, and how Vegeta doesn't even get any stronger from it, that we can see, like, it doesn't matter. Like this doesn't even get like an eye Bulma moment where he like gets a couple of hits on him. He doesn't even touch him once. I think the point Beerus is saying there is like that is just useless information. That is a something that's in the past, and it doesn't concern you in the here and now. You've moved past this. If you keep thinking yourself as the Saiyan Prince, and you keep tying yourself to an identity that doesn't even exist anymore, you're always going to be behind not only Goku but me. Because Beerus again he doesn't have any earthly concerns. He's kind of that one with emptiness in just a different sense than Goku or Whis, but again he doesn't have any regrets or guilt. Whereas Vegeta is the only one on this planet right now who does have those earthly ties, who does have those concerns about people, and that's holding him back. But I also, part of me would like, if I was going to take it, I would want that to become his strength. That's what makes him different than everyone else, and then that become a power that even Beerus or Goku can't achieve. Like, not destruction, like just, I don't know why, but like something where Vegeta doing that and actually
Vegeta goes down the Kai path.
Yeah. Because Trunks did it, so it runs in the family. But like that idea of caring for not caring for people, because Goku does that, but the emptiness, the detached vibe, that ultra instinct that the God of Destructions need to have. So we see that's the thing that Top had to get rid of, his attachment to justice to become a Hakaishin. So all of that thing, I would like Vegeta to refute that and to say that's not needed, and find his own way while still growing and learning. I think it would be a really cool direction for him. They might go the simpler route and just have Vegeta become more like Goku and kind of get over his obsessions and become a more fully fledged kind of at peace person. But at the same time, you wonder if you push that too far, do you lose what makes him Vegeta in the first place?
Maybe, I don't know. I could definitely see. I think your first point there of the kind of rejecting it and walking his own path and being, going the friggin' Batman route. That'd be pretty hype. I like that idea. I don't know. It's definitely good content for the Vegeta fans. There's interesting things going on here, and I mean it's good content for the Beerus fans because like people kind of made fun of Beerus for a while there, like especially at the end of the Moro arc when he's still ordering, Ultra Instinct Goku around. It's like, well, Goku's like 10,000 times more powerful than Beerus right here. It's like, well, not necessarily. He's 10 times per thousand more powerful than what we've seen Beerus do, but we've always been told that Beerus is just barely trying, right? So it's kind of cool to see like Beerus have like a level of precision with the Hakai that was really dope. Because like Goku's like, oh yeah, I used it on Zamasu and it didn't quite work because antics or hacks or whatever. And I used it on those rocks that Moro was under, and Frieza and I both beat it. And yeah, it's like, well, no, you guys both beat Light. You used it, but you used it poorly. You beat it, but you beat like a weak version of it. Fucking Beerus comes in here. He's like, I only destroyed your armor, and that took so much control. And like, it's kind of dope. I mean, it's like it's got that same level of like the, like in the samurai movies where like they cut the guy and it cuts off the clothes but not the skin. Like that's like crazy. Like it always seems like so silly and like so PC or whatever, but like really it's so much more impressive to do that than it is to cut someone in half. Because that's showing you the precision and control that they have, and I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And if we're gonna go on this track, I'll do this week. Let's do the one of a kind. The Geeks for Fun power scaling power hour. Just one thing I want to say, because I do think it actually is quite interesting, specifically if we're going from like Vegeta to Beerus. I don't want to talk about Goku or Jiren or anything like that. I just want to talk about Vegeta with Beerus. We start the Tournament of Power arc with Vegeta in blue, in like that mastered version of blue. And he barely gets one hit on Beerus. And then Whis is like, okay, he's still not trying. And then he takes Vegeta out in like one hit. So now Vegeta's got evolution and that spirit control training. So Vegeta's got like much more powerful than he was at the start of the Tournament of Power arc. Easily. Vegeta is stronger than he was before. That's everyone can agree to that. And yet he's almost doing worse. And I think what that is because this would probably be, to me, it looks more like how Beerus fought the other God of Destructions. I think Vegeta right now, and the way they're praising it, and the way the way Beerus is hyping up the destruction thing, I think Vegeta right now is probably on the level of like those weaker gods of destruction. Like the guy like Sidra and like the people that aren't Beerus and Quitella, like the mouse, like the clown guy. Like other than those three, I'd say Vegeta is probably, because this looks like, even in the art way, like how Toyotaro draws Beerus moving and stuff. He's not like smiling. He's very focused. He's grinning in like panels and stuff, but like when he's actually fighting and like blocking the hits, he's focused and he's in the mode, he's in the zone, and probably using a little bit of like Ultra Instinct and stuff like that. So I think this is art wise trying to say that the reason why we might be touching on Vegeta God of Destruction now is because Vegeta's finally strong enough where that is a complete possibility. Like he's no longer a candidate, he is God of Destruction. It's just his God of Destruction Beerus is just unfair compared to the others. It's like when Vegeta was a Saiyan among the other Saiyans. It's like it's just unfair to compare them.
That could be interesting. I kind of just want like a friggin' rogue God of Destruction to be a villain, even for cool. That'd be a good movie if we were still doing those. Like that'd be a good movie villain for Vegeta to take out. Like you just got the rogue, like if you had someone like Top who was offered the role and like got the power, but then like didn't do something right or was like too bent on destruction and not the balance of things, and like the Z Fighters had to take him out. That's a good copyright Geeks for Fun 2021.
That's the next one. That's the next movie idea we'll do. That we'll either give that to Smug or something. We'll see where it goes. All right then. Unless you got anything you else want to say about the Vegeta Beerus stuff, I don't mind moving on over to what's
Well,
up
you
with
don't want to talk
Granola.
about Goku and his like comments on wow, Beerus sure is strong.
No, let's move past that. Look. And people on Twitter like focus on that stuff, right? Goku will say that about like Roshi. Goku will say, "Wow, that guy sure is strong." About like literally every character in Dragon Ball. It doesn't mean shit. Goku's just a very nice person. But yeah, who knows? I mean, to be honest, I would have got more hype if like that Whis versus Goku sparring match had been like Ultra Instinct Goku versus Beerus, but I think they're doing that because there's just a reason why Beerus is bullying Vegeta right now. He's got a very sore ego and he wants to feel better about himself. So he's picking on the Saiyan he still can pick on, is my argument. But yeah, unless you got anything else other than that to get the comments riled up, do you want to move on over to our boy Granola?
Our boy Granola, the not Tuffle,
The
the
not
Sorelli.
Tuffle. And he's got he's got a new set of Dragon Balls.
All two of them.
Which is like, come on, Toriyama, you're not even hiding it anymore. He's literally just got a 2 pair of balls.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting because it's one of those things where, like, I'm sure the hot take Twitter threads will be like, "Oh, this is so lazy" and stuff. But at the same time, I always respect so much how like clever Toriyama gets with his explanations for things because I know they're so half-assed, but like they're so simple because of it. You know, they're rarely like contrived. They're I guess not. They are contrived, but they don't feel like out of nowhere. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea that yeah, Kami was a Namekian that left Namek. You thought he was the only one? That's such a perfectly succinct. It's like such a Toriyama move. I love when he does shit like that. It's so perfect. Like there's freaking like there's like a billion Dragon Balls now. And anytime they need a set, you just gotta go to another planet with another where another Namekian, took refuge, right? Like if you really want to do it, you can do that now. And like it's such a perfectly succinct explanation. It's lazy, it's half-assed, it's ridiculous, and I love everything about it.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And what I think is great about it is because we've kind of built up an inherent like trust for Namekians in the Dragon Ball series. Like whenever Namek, which is funny because of how they're introduced with King Piccolo, but like since we met Kami and everything, and then Piccolo got redeemed, and then we saw Namek, and then they say that they're inherently a peaceful species. If someone is befriended a Namekian, you instantly kind of are there for him. And the good thing about Granola is like we already start like sympathizing with him, and now we're seeing that he's living, coexisting with another people who's on the ruins of his old planet. But he's like, no, that's fine. We're not using it anyway. I'm gonna just be on the outskirts with my buddy and look after things and try and make my way in the universe. Like very chill, very calm, and very humble guy who just got this darkness in him, rightly so. Just the hunger for revenge, but he knows he's not strong enough and all of that. I think that's such a good little bit of connective world building that's tied to understanding a character. Is we get to learn more about Granola's planet because we need to learn more about this guy and feel for him and sympathize with him and know that where he's gonna go and if he's like gonna go on a fall from grace. Because at first it was kind of like, oh yeah, well maybe Granola's gonna be like, we're like, oh, he's gonna be the setup for like the real strongest villain or something. But the way this is set up, I can almost see this kind of being like what people thought they were trying to do with Zamasu. Is Zamasu was never meant to be, oh, he started good and then went evil. No, Zamasu was already dodgy. It's just he fell further. It could be interesting if Granola actually is a good guy and kind of a lesson for Vegeta of this is what happens if you don't give up your revenge for Frieza, is you're going to be like this guy and get consumed by a quest for power and it will destroy you. Because they're very
Yeah,
much paralleling Granola with Vegeta right now. Because normally they
yeah.
parallel the villains with Goku, but they're both of them have this thing against Frieza. Both of them fear the past of the Saiyans and all of these different things. As I definitely think when those two meet, their conversation is gonna be so interesting. Because it will be like when Baby met Vegeta.
Baby too.
Yeah,
The
except
granola.
what if Baby wasn't an asshole?
Yeah, I mean it does really seem that way. And I'm certainly intrigued by it. I thought it was, I like the cute little Toriyama naming convention, the Cerellians and the Sugarians, or however you say that. That was sweet. I thought that was pretty good.
Aha, then you're doing your own puns there.
Yeah, always. So you get your like Rice Krispies with sugar in them that your mom tells you not to do. So that's cool. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things going on there. You kind of took the point I was going to make with just the idea that the parallel between Granola and Vegeta. I definitely found that really interesting. I like the Namekian thing. It's lazy as sin, and that's why it's beautiful. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a name for the dragon, because we've kind of been sad ever since the Super Dragon Balls is just Super Shenron.
Aha.
That's always bugged me. So I was really hoping that we get a name for this one. The 2-star dragon. I don't know, whatever you call it, but like
I really
I
like
really
his
do hope.
design.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like
It's
that he's
neat.
tiny as well. Like he's really small.
Yeah, compared to the others, I think that's brilliant. I kind of just now you can just get like a shirt with all three of them on there. That'd be pretty, or no, four now.
Yeah,
That'd be
he's got
pretty hype.
Paronga. Then you need the Black Star Dragon one as well, and get everyone.
Oh, oh, wait, all right. So you get those four, right? And then you get the Shadow Dragon. Ah,
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. But yeah, what I think is interesting about specifically that and a nice little detail I like is how this dragon is designed and its facial features and stuff is like very similar to with, like the little antenna bits it's got to the people of the planet, like the native inhabitants. Well, not even the native inhabitants, the people that recently moved there. So that kind of confirms a thing which I've been thinking about for a while, that Kami based Shenron's look on Earth folklore for how dragons are supposed to look.
mm,
Is that's just like Paronga's how they naturally look, and then everyone else has just based it on, like, I'm sure there's other Namekians out there on other planets have based them on what that people's myths would be like. To kind of give them that chance to think. And I think that's a really cool way of mixing in sci-fi with mysticism.
mhm.
And tying in, like, why does Shenron look so different than Parunga is because Kami specifically based how Shenron should look on how, like, Chinese myth dragons and stuff like that. I think is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool to have another dragon, and I'm sure the people that still think there can't be consequences in Dragon Ball as a problem are like gonna complain about this one. Oh, now we got another set of Dragon Balls. I'm like, in all fairness, there's one Namekian. I will be surprised if he survives this saga, you know, and like I will be legitimately surprised if he survives this saga. I think the bigger problem you're gonna run into is the fact that you're now gonna have like anytime they need to, like, Super Dragon Ball Heroes is going to introduce at least 12 more Namekians. Like, oh, and this planet has 12 Dragon Balls. Oh, I can't be fucking bothered with that. Let's go find one of those planets with just like 3 Dragon Balls. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what? The old guy gets killed by Frieza, and then it makes the. That's what, actually, that's the character I'm currently. I know we talked about Broly and like the greatest word in the universe thing. I do want to, before we close up here because we're getting close to time. I do want to say how much I love how much of a presence Frieza is in this entire arc without even showing
Yeah.
up yet.
Yep. That's pretty high.
They've really built up Frieza so much of just like this force of change in Dragon Ball that always, whenever Frieza does something, you pay notice. Frieza doesn't have to be the strongest. He's the guy with the ambition. Even if his ambition is stupid, that he just wants to get taller, it will change people's lives. Like it will change Chile and Limo and Broly's lives, and it's gonna be the same. I'm very curious of where this is gonna go, and when Frieza does finally show up, how he's gonna react and how he's gonna be featured and what his goals are gonna be, and like, is he gonna take this dragon to get taller, or like, is he still gonna be on his pettiness? Because there's a lot of dangling threads, because we're still in the early parts of this arc, and it's really seeming to me at least, because the Moro arc was quite long, but the Moro arc chapter count wise is almost as long as Boo. I feel like this arc could be even longer.
I mean, possibly. It's hard to say. I mean, we've spent a lot of time just on setup so far. That's for sure. Like, there's been a lot happening, but there not much has like moved forward in the story. You know, we're just kind of like you. I wouldn't have done this, but you could make an argument that you could just open with Granola sealing that second Dragon Ball, right? Like, if you really wanted to. I like how tiny those Dragon Balls are too.
Yeah, they're the smallest ones we've seen yet.
I mean, or Granola just has very, very large hands.
Yeah, like Granola just walks up next to Goku. That'd be such a good gag. He's actually like a giant. And we've just never seen it with characters we've seen before yet. It's like everyone, like even the mech kid is like Guru size. He's huge.
That'd be hilarious. Like all the Sorellian or all the Shigarians or whatever their names were, they're like normal, like Goku, Vegeta size.
That'd be really funny.
I think. Do we want to do crazy theories? What
yeah, crazy I love doing the crazy theories. All right, crazy theory, because we end the chapter and he's like, "Make me the greatest warrior in the universe," and the dragon doesn't give a response. But you doesn't have to be related to that. But like, all right, craziest theory for where we're gonna go from here. Go.
All right. So the dragon's like, "You want to be the strongest warrior in the universe?" He's like, "Yeah," and so he just turns him into Broly. Just
turns him into Z Broly.
There's my crazy theory of what's gonna happen. Granola's gonna just poof, and he's just gonna be Z Broly, but with Granola's brain. It's like, well, I don't have the power to actually make you that strong, but I can put your mind in the strongest body. So there you go. That's my theory.
That's really funny. I guess my theory past that, I was gonna do a gag of like he loses all of his hair and then his eyes turn black and he just becomes Jiren. It's just like, damn it, not again. But what would be another good, funny, crazy theory? Oh yeah, so like our next chapter opens up, and Vegeta's like recovering from the thing, and he's just like, "Kakarot, didn't you hear what he said?" He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Beerus is the one who got Planet Vegeta destroyed and all of these things." And then Goku's just like, oh, "Wait, he did? Beerus, that's not very nice." Goes Mastered Ultra Instinct, beats the fuck out of Beerus. He's like, "Say sorry now." Vegeta's like, "Wow, okay, that was anticlimactic." That's my kind of salty, kind of trying to bait people crazy theory for this week.
I love it.
But yeah, that's this chapter. We will be back next month when Granola will obviously be granted his wish with no backseas or gag or thing. It will just happen, because that's how Dragon Ball cliffhangers work, right? Is it just every time they set something up at the end of a chapter, it's just that's exactly what it's gonna happen, right? Right, guys? Right? But we'll see you then. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Let us know your crazy Geeks for Fun theories. Let us know your Geeks for Fun power scaling hour. And we will be back next time. Oh, and also, by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't, watch Dragon Ball DC Bombshells, like right now. Go.
Do it, or I'll beat your face into the gravel.
Have fun, geeks.